I want to welcome you back to BLACKSITE Sports tonight. We're going to talk about Jimbo Fisher and Texas A&M's total collapse. First, I would like for you to subscribe to this channel, hit that like button, hit that notification button, but also comment on this video. Texas A&M is collapsing right before your eyes. They're 3-4 in the SEC. Jimbo Fisher is one of the highest paid coaches in the SEC. And yes, they had the #1 recruiting class in America. But now that they're 3-4 and they're at the bottom of the SEC, the freshmen that they brought in, the freshmen that they gave huge NIL deals to, are starting to revolt against Jimbo Fisher. And you see it with the suspensions of 3 freshmen, Denver Harris, Chris Marshall, and also P.J. Williams. These are some of the top recruits in the country. But see, this is what happens when you give 17 and 18-year-olds huge checks and you give them the opportunity to drive the Mercedes-Benz. They will either drive on the road or drive off the road. And it seems that they have driven the Mercedes off the road and the Texas A&M Aggies program off the road. Now that they have been suspended, they are possibly going into the draft, but what I call it the draft portal, and they probably end up on other SEC teams. So these young men, like a Evan Stewart, Denver Lewis, P.J. Williams, and so many others, highly recruited young men, will end up in programs probably in Tuscaloosa, Ole Miss, in programs that will give them a second NIL deal. So these young men have filled their pockets with Aggie booster program money, and their head coach has nothing to show for it. If Jimbo Fisher did not have that huge contract and that huge buyout option, which if they wanted to get rid of Jimbo Fisher, it would probably cost them between $50 to $100 million. So Jimbo Fisher will be the head coach, even though he has failed, even though we have seen Josh Heupel come into the SEC with the Tennessee Volunteers, and now they sit at #3. We have seen Lane Kiffin come over to Mississippi, turn that program around in a couple of years. And now, after all that, Lane Kiffin, even after a huge loss, 41-17 to LSU, he's out there trolling Texas A&M because of the money that they spent on these NIL deals. One thing you have to understand about sports, and one thing that Nick Saban understands, you must bring those young men into your locker room, and if they don't play by the rules of the game, if they don't understand, if you don't play the type of football that we expect you to play, you will not be part of this program. You will not start on this team. But what happened is that these young men got the money, came on campus, and thought they ruled the campus. They thought that they automatically were going to be big men on campus in the first year. And you know it rarely happens at Alabama. You wait your turn. But when you get your turn, you take advantage of it. And that's what Jimbo Fisher did not have entrenched at Texas A&M. So this is why you see what you see at Texas A&M. A lack of institutional control of the program. You see all these freshmen running around saying and doing whatever they want. They're being suspended. and they have to be suspended because of their behavior. So what does that tell you about their head coach? He's just not good enough. He won a national championship with Jameis Winston, but that's it. If you look at his record after that, he is less than a mediocre coach who they thought was going to take Texas A&M to the promised land. But it's just not happening. This is an embarrassment to all the boosters who spent this $1 million. Do you think any booster is going to give the Texas A&M Aggies more money so he can make a huge mistake once again? I don't think so. I don't think so. It's sad to see these young men tear down the program. And I don't know how Jimbo Fisher recovers from this, because this is a huge embarrassment. It makes the NIL look extremely bad. But NIL is here to stay, and there's people out there saying, I told you so. I told you so. This was going to happen. And Texas A&M right now is the poster child for the NIL deal mistake. Texas A&M is in the lower half of the SEC when you spit that much money. You can't get that money back. And once you fall behind Tennessee, Alabama, LSU, Mississippi, these are all what I would say in the SEC West. You telling me we talking about 4 or 5 teams that are above you that you need to pass to even get to the SEC championship game, and you're nowhere near it after spending millions of dollars on recruits. This is a total embarrassment. Jimbo Fisher is slowly but surely losing his prestige as a coach, and he's being mocked all around the country for making this huge mistake. I want to thank you for listening to BLACKSITE Sports. I hope you subscribe to this channel, smash that like button, but also share this video.